If you're over 60 and you keep waking up at 2 a.m. like your body is following an invisible alarm clock, I want you to consider a possibility that almost no one talks about. What if the thing you're doing to be healthy at night is the exact habit breaking your sleep in half? Not your mattress, not your pillow, not even your age by itself. I'm talking about that last glass you drink before bed. The one you take because you're trying to hydrate, flush toxins, prevent cramps, or avoid waking up thirsty. It sounds responsible, and in the daytime it usually is. But at night, especially after 60, plain water can become a sleep disruptor because it adds volume without adding the calming nutrients your nervous system needs to stay asleep. The result is predictable. Your bladder fills faster than it used to, your brain gets pulled out of deep sleep, and once you're awake, the mind starts racing and the night is over. The good news is you don't have to give up nighttime hydration. You simply need to stop drinking empty water late at night and start using smarter, smaller, warmer options that help your body relax, hold hydration where it belongs, and reduce the chance you'll be jolted awake by urgency. The heart of this message is simple. After 60, sleep becomes more sensitive to small physiological changes. You can do the same exact habits you did at 40 and get completely different results at 65. One reason is hormones. As we age, melatonin tends to decline and the sleep rhythm becomes lighter and easier to interrupt. Another reason is fluid regulation. Antidiuretic hormone, which helps your body conserve water overnight, often becomes less reliable with age. That means your body is more likely to send fluid to the bladder sooner instead of holding it in circulation and tissues until morning. And then there is bladder sensitivity itself. Many older adults notice they can't hold it like they used to, even when they haven't had much to drink. Combine lighter sleep with a more reactive bladder and a late glass of plain water, and you get the most frustrating kind of insomnia. You fall asleep fine, then wake up and can't get back to sleep. This is why the script's argument works. Plain water provides hydration, but it doesn't actively support the transition into deep sleep. It doesn't relax tense muscles. It doesn't signal safety to the nervous system. It doesn't provide amino acids that quiet the brain. It doesn't offer minerals that reduce restless legs or nighttime cramps. It's not that water is bad. It's that at night, water is incomplete. It increases liquid volume in your body at the exact time you want your body to stay quiet and still. And when you drink a large amount close to bedtime, you create a simple mechanical problem. Your bladder reaches its wake you up threshold sooner. For many people, especially older adults, that threshold is lower than they realize. The strategy in this script is to replace plain water with beverages that are both calming and efficient. Efficient means you don't need much volume. Calming means they bring ingredients that encourage the nervous system to shift out of alertness. This is a major theme throughout. The best bedtime drink isn't the one that gives the most liquid. It's the one that gives the most relaxation per sip. And there are three big mechanisms these drinks aim to support. The first is nervous system calming, which can reduce the wired but tired feeling and help you fall back asleep if you wake. The second is mineral balance, which can reduce cramps, restless legs, and bladder irritability. The third is sleep chemistry, meaning natural building blocks that support serotonin and melatonin or improve slow-wave sleep quality so the night feels deeper and more restorative. Another theme that runs underneath the whole script is ritual. A warm drink taken at the right time becomes a cue to the body that the day is ending. It's not only biology, it's conditioning. If every night you drink something warm and gentle, lower the lights, slow your breathing, and then empty your bladder before bed, your brain starts learning that this sequence means sleep. That kind of predictable pattern is powerful for older adults because sleep becomes more dependent on routine. The script also smartly emphasizes timing and portion size, because those are the two levers that directly affect nighttime urination. How much you drink and how close to bed you drink it. To strengthen this message and keep people hooked without sounding like you're attacking water, the opening should be sharper and more relatable, and the ending should feel like a calm, confident plan rather than a long list. You also want to avoid overpromising one night as a guarantee and instead frame it as many people notice a difference quickly, but your best results come over several nights. That sounds more trustworthy while still keeping urgency. Below is a revised version of the concept, with a stronger hook at the start, a smoother flow through the 5 drink options, and a cleaner ending that feels motivating and easy to follow. It does not copy your text word for word and includes changes where needed for clarity and retention. It remains paragraph style, no headlines, all lowercase, and approximately 3,000 words. If you're over 60 and you keep waking up in the middle of the night like your body has scheduled an appointment with the bathroom, I want you to think back to one habit you probably feel proud of. That last glass of water before bed. You drink it because it seems healthy. You don't want to get dehydrated. You've heard hydration helps the kidneys, the skin, the joints, even blood pressure. And during the day, that's true. But at night, that same habit can backfire in a way that feels like insomnia. You fall asleep, then suddenly you're awake at 2:00 a.m., your bladder is calling, and once you get up, your brain turns on and refuses to shut off again. If this happens to you, I'm not going to tell you to stop drinking at night and suffer with dry mouth. Instead, I'm going to show you a smarter approach. Replace plain water with small, warm, sleep-supporting drinks that help your nervous system slow down, help your body hold hydration where it belongs, and reduce the chance that your bladder will interrupt your deep sleep. Here's the truth most people miss. Plain water is neutral. It hydrates, but it doesn't actively help you sleep. It doesn't deliver the minerals that calm twitchy muscles. It doesn't offer amino acids that relax the brain. It doesn't soothe the stress system that keeps your heart rate slightly too high at bedtime. And because it's thin and quickly absorbed, it can pass through the system fast and trigger the bladder sooner, especially if you drink it late. After 60, your sleep is already lighter and more fragile. Melatonin often declines slowly over the years. The body may produce less antidiuretic hormone at night, which means you urinate more easily. And the bladder itself may become more sensitive, sending urgency signals earlier than before. Add a late glass of plain water to that picture, and you get a predictable outcome: fragmented sleep. But the solution isn't to fear water. The solution is to make nighttime hydration work with your sleep biology instead of against it. That means 3 rules. Keep the volume small, keep the drink warm, not cold, and choose ingredients that signal relaxation rather than stimulation. You want something that feels like a bridge between the day and sleep, not something that turns your digestive system and bladder into active nighttime workers. The 5 options I'm about to share are not magical, they are practical. Each one contains compounds linked to calmer nerves, steadier muscles, or deeper sleep rhythms, and they are designed to be taken in small amounts, because at night, more liquid does not equal better sleep. More liquid usually equals another awakening. What you want is a concentrated benefit in a modest cup. The first option is warm, unsweetened nut milk, such as almond milk. Many people think milk is only helpful if it's dairy, but after 60, lactose sensitivity becomes more common, and heavy dairy can cause bloating or reflux that disrupts sleep. Unsweetened almond milk is lighter. It can be warmed gently and sipped slowly, and it often contains magnesium, a mineral involved in muscle relaxation and nervous system calm. It can also provide small amounts of amino acids that support the body's nighttime chemistry. The key is to choose unsweetened, because sugar at night can spike blood glucose and create restless sleep or early waking. If you want to try it, don't drink a big mug. Keep it small, about half a cup. Warm it, don't boil it. And drink it around an hour before bed so your body has time to absorb it and you have time to empty your bladder before you sleep. This option is especially useful for people whose sleep is disrupted by general tension, tight shoulders, jaw clenching, restless legs, or the feeling that the body never fully lets go. Warmth itself can be a signal of safety to the nervous system. It lowers the feeling of internal alertness. And when you combine warmth with a small amount of minerals, you're giving your body a better message than plain water does. The second option is chamomile tea, but used correctly. Chamomile is not a sedative in the way sleeping pills are. It's more like a gentle volume knob for the nervous system. The value comes from plant compounds that interact with receptors involved in relaxation. For older adults, this can help in a very specific way. It can reduce the mental looping that happens when you wake up at night. Many people don't wake because their mind is worried. They wake because of the bladder or discomfort, and then the mind takes advantage of that wake-up window and begins to race. A calm tea earlier in the evening can reduce the intensity of that racing and help you return to sleep more easily. Again, portion size matters. One small cup, not a large one. And timing matters too. Drink it about 45 to 60 minutes before bed, not while you're already in bed. If you add anything, keep it minimal and avoid sugar. The goal is calm, not stimulation. The third option is diluted, gently warmed coconut water, but only for the right person. Coconut water is not a bedtime drink for everyone because it contains potassium, and some people with kidney issues or potassium restrictions should avoid it. But the reason it can be helpful for certain older adults is electrolyte balance. Even mild mineral imbalance can contribute to nighttime cramps, restless legs, and bladder sensitivity. Potassium and magnesium play a role in smooth muscle function, including the bladder wall. When minerals are off, some people experience that frustrating urge to urinate that feels urgent even when the bladder isn't very full. For those people, a small diluted amount of coconut water earlier in the evening can support steadier muscle signaling. The important details are these. Don't drink it cold. Cold liquids can be stimulating to the gut and may increase reflux in some people. Don't drink it right before bed, and don't drink a full glass. Dilute it half and half with warm water and keep it small. Think of it as a mineral rinse, not a drink you guzzle. The fourth option is golden milk, a warm turmeric-based drink that many people associate with inflammation, but its bedtime value is often about the stress system. Many older adults have a hidden problem that doesn't feel like anxiety but behaves like it. Cortisol stays too high at night. When cortisol is elevated, the brain stays slightly on guard. You may feel tired, but you don't feel like you're sinking into sleep. You may drift off, but you wake easily. You may wake at 3:00 a.m. and feel strangely alert. A warm, spiced drink can become a calming anchor, and turmeric is often used as part of a nighttime routine because it's associated with supporting the body's inflammation balance. Black pepper is commonly paired with turmeric to improve absorption of curcumin, but the drink should be gentle, not intense. If it irritates your stomach, it will harm sleep, not help it. So keep the dose modest, drink it with a little food in your system, and avoid sweeteners. This option can be especially helpful for people who wake with aches and stiffness, because better comfort often equals fewer awakenings. And now the final option, the one that fits the theme of sleep plus recovery, is a warm gelatin drink or a small cup of low-sodium bone broth. The reason this ranks as the most complete choice for many older adults is glycine. Glycine is an amino acid found in gelatin and collagen-rich foods, and it's known for its calming properties and its ability to support deeper sleep quality for some people. The effect is not like a sleeping pill. It doesn't knock you out. It helps the body shift into a state that is friendlier to slow, deep sleep. Many people describe it as sleeping heavier and waking up clearer. And because gelatin and broth can feel more substantial than plain water, you often need less volume to feel satisfied, which is exactly what you want at night. There's also a second benefit that matters after 60, recovery. Sleep is when the body repairs tissues, and older adults often wake up with stiff joints, sore muscles, or that heavy leg feeling that makes mornings harder than they should be. A collagen-rich drink at night is not a miracle cure, but it can support the building blocks used in tissue maintenance, and for some people, it becomes part of a routine that makes mornings feel easier. If you try gelatin, dissolve a small amount fully in warm water and sip slowly. If you choose bone broth, select low sodium and keep the portions small. This isn't dinner. It's a nighttime support drink. Now the real success of all 5 options depends on how you use them, and this is where people accidentally sabotage themselves. They pick a healthy drink and then drink too much of it, too late, too fast. Then they wake up to urinate and decide the drink doesn't work. It's not the drink. It's the timing and the volume. Your bladder doesn't care if the liquid came from water, tea, or milk. It cares how much is in circulation and how fast it arrives. So your goal is to give your body just enough to calm down, without giving your bladder a reason to interrupt sleep. A simple guideline for most people is 100 to 150 milliliters, taken 60 to 90 minutes before bed. That window gives your body time to absorb the nutrients, lets the warmth relax you, and still gives you time for a final bathroom visit before sleep. Also, sip slowly. When you drink quickly, you create a sudden rise in volume, and the bladder responds more aggressively. Sipping over 10 minutes is gentler on the system and supports the ritual effect. Slower breathing, slower mind, softer muscles. Another important point is temperature. Very cold drinks close to bedtime can stimulate the digestive system, trigger reflux, or make the body work to warm itself back up. Warmth is generally more sleep-friendly, It signals downshift. That's why so many cultures have some form of warm nighttime drink. It's not superstition. It's physiology and routine working together. And if your biggest fear is, if I drink anything, I'll wake up to pee, then let's make this practical. Don't drink in bed. Don't drink at the last second. Make it a post-dinner ritual. Have your drink, then move gently, wash up, lower lights, brush teeth, and then go to the bathroom right before sleep. You're not trying to fill your bladder and hope for the best. You're trying to calm the nervous system and then go to bed with an empty bladder and a relaxed body. It also helps to test one option at a time for several nights. Not one night, your body likes patterns. Give each drink 3 nights in a row, used in the same way at the same time in the same volume. Then judge results. Do you fall asleep faster? Do you wake less? If you wake, can you return to sleep more easily? Do you feel more refreshed? This is how you personalize the solution. Sleep is not one size fits all, especially after 60. It's also worth saying clearly. If you're waking frequently to urinate, there may be medical reasons that should be addressed. Enlarged prostate, overactive bladder, urinary tract issues, diabetes, sleep apnea, certain medications, and fluid retention patterns can all play a role. If nighttime urination is new, severe, or worsening, or if you have pain or burning, you should talk to a clinician. The approach here is meant to improve sleep-friendly hydration, not to replace medical evaluation when it's needed. But if your pattern is the common one, fall asleep fine, wake once or twice, then struggle to return to sleep, this change can matter more than you expect. Because it doesn't require willpower, it requires replacement. You're not fighting your body, you're supporting it. You're giving it the right signals at the right time. Here's how I want you to think about tonight. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for one experiment. Choose one drink that fits your main problem. If your body feels tense, choose warm almond milk. If your mind is racing, choose chamomile. If you suspect cramps, restless legs, or mineral imbalance, consider the diluted coconut water earlier in the evening, only if it's appropriate for you. If stress and aches follow you to bed, consider a gentle golden milk. And if your biggest issue is waking unrefreshed and feeling stiff in the morning, consider warm gelatin or low-sodium bone broth for the glycine and recovery support. Keep it small. Keep it warm. Drink it early enough. And then give yourself the best chance to sleep uninterrupted by emptying your bladder before bed. And here's the proper ending message that keeps people motivated and engaged without sounding repetitive. After 60, your sleep system is not broken. It's just more sensitive. You don't need to try harder to sleep. You need to set the conditions that make sleep easier for your nervous system and your bladder. The simplest condition to change is what you drink at night, because it's a direct input to both systems. So tonight, make one small switch. Replace plain water with one warm, nutrient-rich drink in a small amount, taken at the right time. Then pay attention to the result in the morning, not just at midnight. Do you feel clearer? Do you feel steadier? Did you wake less or return to sleep faster? Keep a simple note for 3 nights and let your body show you what works. If you want, tell me which problem describes you best. Waking to urinate, restless legs, racing thoughts, or waking tired. And I can recommend the best drink to test first and the exact timing to match your schedule.